Hey guys, thanks for checking out The Film Geek. Okay, so today I was going to post my top 5 crime thrillers, but instead I'm doing kind of an updates video. I'm also going to go over some collectibles I've picked up here recently that I didn't do a hunts video on formally, but we went out and just happened to stop by some thrift stores and so on, and I picked up some really cool stuff along the way, so I'm going to go over some of that too. Now, next week I'm going to be taking a week off. Charming Amy and I have got fully vaccinated and we're ready to get out into the world and have a good time. So we're taking a week to get out for a little bit of a vacation. So this is the last video I'm going to make until next Tuesday. Alright, so this Tuesday, no video. Next Tuesday, I'll be back with more Film Geek reviews. But here is some updates to the channel. Okay, so one of the things I was talking about in my last update I did was I said about something about doing something food related, like Film Geek eats and treats. I'm not going to do that anymore. I changed my mind on that. I don't want to do cooking channel stuff, but I do enjoy doing collectibles and things of that sort. So I am going to start doing videos about cool things that Charming Amy and I find when we go out on our trips, because I don't just find DVDs, and I know I've focused a lot on DVD collectibles that I have, different movies I find and things of that sort, but I'm also going to start focusing on just some collectibles and everything that I pick up along the way, action figures, comic books, anything cool that I might find at a rummage sale, yard sale, garage sale, something like that. We're going to start looking at those a lot more this summer now that things are starting to kind of, open back up and, open back up and so on and so forth for people. So we're going to get back out there and do a little bit of digging. So some changes to the channel there. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to go look on and explore and try to find maybe, again, like I said, 80s toys, collectibles, maybe some movie memorabilia, maybe some cool movie posters or something like that that I can find out in the wild. So, that's where the channel's kind of headed with these Sunday videos. I really enjoy doing a lot of these hunts and things of that sort, but the movie hunts and all, they can get a little bit pricey. So I'm going to be changing it just a little bit on how I do them. I might do something like I'm about to do today, where, this is a good few months of stuff that I've picked up along the way that I haven't talked about, or it didn't really pertain to what DVDs, Blu-rays, or anything like that I find at these antique malls and so on. So we're going to get things started off with one that, this is actually more of a Charming Amy thing. Alright, and that is, He-Man. So this is the complete series He-Man right here on DVD. We picked this up. Actually, it was just a Walmart. It's not like we found this anywhere crazy or anything like that. But the reason why, for a while now, and I want to say this was, this was probably in the middle of when things were going crazy over here. And so Charming Amy got a wild hair to start collecting the He-Man action figures that are coming out, these newer ones. These are just examples. This one right here, of course, is Battle Damage He-Man. I had the original one of this when I was a kid and all, so that's kind of cool to have these remakes. They look different. It's definitely not the same He-Man I had when I was a kid. That is 100% certain. I can look at that, but it's a neat design. I really dig them. And so these are not mine. These are Charming Amy's. She collects the He-Man. And then this is Battle Armor Damage Skeletor. I just dug these when I was a kid. That's the reason I chose these. Amy has so many more of these. Like, so many. There's I think they're on their 3rd or 4th series of these. I unfortunately am not as up to date with the He-Man. I was just bringing this up because of the He-Man box set. And then just to kind of spice things up, something different that we collect in here. So that's the He-Man. Now, this one does pertain to DVD collecting, and I know I talk a lot about movies on this channel. It is The Film Geek, and this is a question that I have for you guys out there. This is something that I was wondering, would you be interested in a Film Geek TV shows? Like maybe once a month. Don't do anything crazy to me that is like super long or anything like that. But if you have any suggestions for a weird TV series, or maybe an underrated TV series it's attainable, not something I have to like order on Amazon from a guy named Fred who will meet me out back with his van. I know that would be strange on Amazon. That was the point of that whole long thing, was I don't want to get the DVDs like that. If it's something that's completely attainable, it's on Tubi right now, it's on Prime, what have you. Nothing that's too common, all right? So if you know something, I'll check it out. Maybe I'll do a review or something like that if it's something that I would find cool. So anyway, so television-wise, I've never really been a massive TV person. I just wasn't there. I've had a handful of television shows over my lifetime that I love. Anything Star Trek related. I freaking love Star Trek. I am one of those Star Trek, Star Wars guys. I guess there's this whole thing about how you have to choose, and I'm like, why not both? I don't get it. I just don't, because they are two completely opposite ends of the sci-fi spectrum, but I digress. So anyways, I love all Star Trek series. I love the original, Generation, Deep Space Nine, all of them, Voyager. Shout out to Voyager. I love all of the Star Trek TV shows. Of course, the stuff that's going on with The Mandalorian and all that on Disney Plus. There's TV shows out there I do watch, but I don't really watch a lot of TV shows. So, So for me to collect a full series on DVD or Blu-ray, I've got to really, really love the show. So this is a show, and if you know me, you know how much I freaking love this show and consider it one of the greatest ensemble casts, the greatest ensemble. You know what I'm talking about, okay, man? All right? Don't you judge me. Judgy McJudgmixon. All right. Anyways, that is Parks and Recreation. Parks and Recreation is the greatest sitcom ever made. Yeah, I don't care. I will go to bat for this show. I love it. It's amazing. There's just so many freaking great characters in this show. So many just great performances, not just on a comedic level, but it gets you in the heart, gets you in the feels, it makes you laugh, it makes you cry. I love this freaking show. Okay, so I grew up in a large family. I'm used to a lot of noise, and when I go to sleep, I'm used to hearing a lot of noise. So I've always fallen asleep like a baby with TV on. So for years, because I've watched this show so many times, I've always just turned on Parks and Rec and fell asleep to Parks and Rec every night for years. I don't even know how long. And then Parks and Rec went over to Peacock, and I'm like, I don't need no more streaming. So when I found this on the complete series, we found this at an antique mall, I was stoked. Super stoked to have Parks and Rec complete series on DVD, and I'm sleeping like a baby, guys. It feels good. All right, so back on to other things here. All right, this is cool. All right, like I've said, I love the Star Trek. I love Star Trek, and I found this is a Search for Spock promotional glass. These were done, I've talked about these types of glasses before, all right? And this one is Pizza Hut, I want to say, or Taco Bell. I can't remember. Let's see here. Taco Bell. All right, these were done by Taco Bell. And I mean, I've seen these before. I remembered it when I saw it, but I love this unique shape at like the bottom and everything. And it's got Spock Lives. And I was a kid, and my mom and dad took me to go see Search for Khan, and that was like life-changing. Or Wrath of Khan. Jeez, Search for Khan, Search for Spock. So the Wrath of Khan, my folks took me to see Wrath of Khan, and I remember this when I was in theaters, and when I was a kid, and the scene with the earwig, where they put the things, and the guy's like, and it digs into the dude's ear. They told me to close my eyes on that scene. I wasn't allowed to look at that. I was told to look away. In fact, in Raiders, when they took me to see Raiders, that was what my dad said. He's like, "What, you hear what Indiana Jones said right there?" Or he said, "Don't look, just look away. Close your eyes right now. Don't look at those Nazis. Melt their faces. Don't look at the Nazis' faces melting." So 80s. So anyways, back on some fun stuff. Speaking of films that had some really great effects and all for the time period, something else that you might have seen in the background. This was an addition to my collection. It's just a fun thing. And my friend Victor was downsizing his collection, and this is just a neat little Ecto-1. I don't know what series this is or anything. I believe it's a Loot Crate thing, to be honest. I'm not sure. But anyways, it's cool. It's a little Ecto-1. I loved it. I thought it was sweet. I thought it was cool. I love Ghostbusters. So, you know, some of you may have noticed that in the background already. So there it is right there. And also, too, if you still are paying attention and watching this, I am going to do a B-roll at the end of this where I'll zoom in on all the neato stuff that I'm talking about here. All right, so the last thing I have, the final thing I have, and this is kind of fun. This is for those who've watched this all the way through. If you've watched this all the way through, all right, here we go. This is for you, Evil. All right, so my buddy Evil Dead Inc., he is a fan of professional wrestling. He makes no secret of this. He loves professional wrestling. Someday I want to do a in-depth study on the correlation between horror hosts and professional wrestling. There's something there, I'm telling you. I'm gonna get myself my journalist glasses on, and I'm gonna get to the end of that. But anyways, into the in depth with that. So this is for you, buddy. I found this out with a whole stack of like vintage wrestling magazines, and I'm sorry I've had this, and I've been meaning to give it to you. So here you go. You can give me crap now. I wanted to reveal it here to see if you're watching my videos or not. All right, well, that's the end of my my updates video. What's going on with me in my collection, my channel. So if you enjoyed what you saw here today, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and of course, as I like to say, folks, the number one thing you can do is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna... Oh, and stay tuned for that B-roll.